We are in part 2 of learning all about the mask tools here in Lightroom in the Develop module. So we talked in lesson 1 about setting up your global adjustments to your image. So this rose image I have already done some edits to, and I have everything ready to go now. I've adjusted my exposure and I went down and tweaked the color just a little bit. And so now I want to make some more selective adjustments to really modify and change this image. So the first thing that I want to show you is when we click on our mask tool, we're going to spend this video talking about select subject and select sky. So the first thing we'll do is we'll select subject, and you're going to see how incredible Lightroom does in applying these masks. All right, so you can see it really did a great job. It selected everything except the bottom of the stem. And we've got our menu over here. So we can see our mask. Remember that we could come in here and we could rename this mask. If we think we're going to do a lot of mask, we could rename it. So I'm going to call it Flower Body. And we now know what type of mask we used, which was subject. So this lets us know that we did a select subject on this mask. Now, here is where I can use the add and subtract. So I've got my overlay where we can see that hot pink color. First thing I want to do is subtract, and I'm going to use the brush. And I want to come over, and you do have some options here with your brush. So you have your size, your feather, your flow, your density. So think about feather like a paintbrush. How soft are you going to paint with? And I like to keep it somewhere around 70 to 80. Flow is how much paint. And again, I keep that around 80 and density 78. You can always reduce those if you're struggling with your mask, your brush tool, or if you need it to be softer. So I want to come in and I want to remove any of that pink in this area because I don't want to impact this part of the subject. I only want to work on the rose. So I'm also going to take the mask and I'm subtracting from this area. And I think I'm going to subtract from the stem. I really don't need to work on the stem. My plan is to work on just the flower. All right, now it did a really nice job of selecting the flower for us. One other thing to note is we do have an option to invert, and we're going to do that in just a second. But right now, we know that this is our masked area, and we're going to make changes now to this part of the image. So we can turn off our overlay, or we can come over and just start making adjustments. So I'm going to turn off the overlay. And what I want to do now is I actually want to saturate the color of just the rose. So if I had saturated the entire image, it would have darkened the green, it would have darkened these orange spots over here, but I want to just adjust the rose. I'm also thinking about maybe changing the color of the rose. So I'm wanting to put this in with a group of other images, and I'd like it to have a little more pink to it. So I'm just going to change that hue just a little bit. I also want to soften the rose, so I'm going to reduce the clarity. And I may want to reduce the highlights a little bit and maybe just give a little pop of exposure, but not too much. All right, so I'm going to show you before and after these micro changes. So you can see the changes only occurred here on the rose, which is great. All right, so let's do another example. And this time what I'm going to do is I want to work on the background of this image. And so I can come in and select the mask. And my first thought would be, well, let me just select the sky because this is basically like a sky. So I'm going to select sky. And unfortunately, I'm going to get this error message that it cannot detect a sky. So I wanted to use this example so that you would understand how the sky works. And unfortunately, it doesn't work like masking the background. When you do select sky, it is really looking for a sky. It's looking for clouds, a horizon line, and dimension in the colors. So how would we impact our background here and mask just the background? It's really easy to do. We're going to go back to select subject. And here, we know it works. It found our subject right away. But what we're going to do now is we're actually going to use this button over here called invert. So we are going to invert that mask, and now everything except our rose has been selected. Now, if there's areas that you want to modify, like if you wanted to get the stem or some of the leaves, you could do that. So I'm going to go ahead and remove Show Overlay. And what I want to do is I want to darken the background just a little bit. Bring that in. I want to add just a little texture to those leaves. And I might want to desaturate the leaves just a little bit. I really want the background to kind of fade into the back and bring more detail to the rose. So I was able to just make this really small adjustment. You can see before and after. And it allowed me to do it to everything except my rose. If I had reduced the exposure, it would have, as a global adjustment, it would have reduced it to the entire image. But what I wanted to do was just make that micro adjustment to the background. All right, so I'm going to go to another example to show you some more about selecting subject and sky. So let's go to this scene. This is downtown Austin. And I was so impressed. I did this example in another workshop, and it was really amazing how it worked. So if I wanted to maybe add some structure, some texture, detail to these buildings, I could actually do select subject, and it is going to select every single building almost to perfection. It missed just a little bit. So look how great it did around the sky. So what I can do is use the add. I'm going to grab the brush, got my feather, everything set, and I'm going to come in and just add these other buildings to my mask. I'm also going to get the rest of this reflection. I love that it caught the reflections as well. And I'm going to make sure that most of this building is also selected, and maybe over here. All right, so I think that's going to be pretty good for what I'm wanting to do. I could also grab these reflections. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the overlay, and now I'm going to add some texture and maybe some clarity, and I'm just going to really bump that, and even maybe a little exposure, or I could darken it depending on what I wanted. And again, I'm making those as adjustments just to the buildings. I'm not impacting the sky. So I'll show you before. Well, that was the complete edit. Let me show you up here with the mask. We can turn it off and on, off and on. So you can see that clarity and texture that I added to really make those buildings pop. So if you shoot architecture, landscape, if you shoot people, it is going to find multiple people in your image when you do select subject. All right, so I am going to go ahead and I'm going to delete that mask, and let's go back now, and we're going to do a select sky so that you can see what it does in a sky image. All right, it did a really pretty good job considering how many buildings are in this image. So what I can do now is do subtract, and I can again grab the brush, and I'm just going to come in and I can brush off where it is masking the buildings. Now that's going to take just a little bit of time. Depending on what you're doing, you may have to make your brush smaller and just really get in there to remove those. So I'm not being super neat right now, but I'm just wanting to give you an idea. Now, if you overmask something, you can always grab your erase tool and you can come back. Let me make this brush smaller, and I can add that mask back wherever I messed it up. So I wanted to show you that tool because you can always use that erase option to bring it back. Okay, so once your mask is set, what I wanted to do was maybe make the sky a little bit bluer with some temperature and maybe darken it. These were really kind of moody skies. And also maybe pop the whites just a little bit. And there we go. So I'm going to turn this mask off and back on. Could also add some clarity maybe, or I could even dehaze a little bit. Oh, look at that. Now let's play with our blue temperature. That's really dramatic skies. So can also get rid of some noise. I think there's some noise in this image. And yeah, we don't want to do any of that. Maybe a little sharpness in the sky. And sometimes there's some color noise, so I'm just going to make sure I've kind of removed that. All right, so again, before the sky and after. And what's beautiful is I didn't impact the water, I didn't impact the buildings, we're just getting to impact that sky. So I love these two new tools, the sky and the subject mask, and I think they're a lot of fun and really easy to work with. So just remember that you do have the option when you are selecting subject to invert. So let's do that one more time. Select subject, and if I know that I want to work with the rest of the image, I can go to invert. In this case, it's going to select everything except the buildings and the reflections. And of course, I could work on my mask if I wanted. I get rid of that overlay, and let's say I wanted to just pop a little bit of exposure to everything except the buildings. I could do that, and that's what I did with this mask. So you can see I just did a little brightening of everything except the buildings. So lots of ways to customize your images with these two new mask tools. So I hope you have fun playing with those. In the next video, I'm going to cover the next 3 tools available.